Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to all my lovely regular viewers, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. So it's another Glitterbels tutorial today, and I'm going with Tiffany Teal and just adding some 3D flowers using Snowdrops White and of course a little bit of Snowdrops White on the little finger. So as you can probably see, I've already done the thumb off camera because I do find, even though I'm using my hand dolly and I absolutely love my hand dolly, it takes fantastic pictures. Because I have the posable one, it is quite rigid, so it kind of is a little bit hard for me whenever I'm doing the thumb. So I've done the thumb off camera just so that it's ready for me to take the photographs. So I'm starting out on the little finger, and I'm getting with Snowdrops White just up around the cuticle area, and I'm going to bring that down over the natural nail bed and then cut it off in a straight line. To do my cutouts, I just use a little craft knife that I bought off Amazon. I think it was like £2.50, and I think that included the postage as well, so it's fairly cheap and it's so easy to use. So moving on now to the pointer finger, and I'm going in with Tiffany Teal. So the rest of the fingers will all be a full coverage of the Tiffany Teal, and I'm going to apply it slightly different to what I normally would do. So I've picked up quite a large bead of the Tiffany Teal. I've drained out all the excess from my brush, all the excess monomer from my brush, and I'm just going to guide that acrylic right down to the free edge. Normally what I would do whenever I'm working with coloured acrylic, I would literally just use a really wet bead of acrylic very thinly, and I would just kind of paint that onto the nails. But I've been playing about with this sort of application technique, and I do find that you don't have to cap it as much in the clear because you do have a good bit of that coloured acrylic already on the nails. So it can make your nails an awful lot thinner, and especially when it comes to like filing around the cuticle area, there's no risk of you buffing away any colour. I'm going to pop a link of another video that I did just using coloured acrylic. I didn't cap it or anything, and it was literally just coloured acrylic for everything. I built up the apex area, around the cuticle area. I just did it as if I was doing it with a core powder. And it was great. I didn't need to cap it in the clear. I had it on for over a week, and it was just as strong as if I had popped on a very thin layer of the coloured acrylic and then put the clear acrylic over the top of it. So I've decided now, for any of my clients who are just going for a straight colour, just one colour of acrylic, I will just apply it as a core powder instead of capping all the coloured acrylic in glass slippers. You really don't need to, because the strength is already in the acrylic, and most of the coloured acrylic is mixed up with clear acrylic powder and some form of a pigment. So if you think about it, it really is good enough to have on its own without the need to cap. I know that sometimes, especially if you're doing ombre and things like that, where the colour powder is applied very thinly, you do need to cap over that because you could end up buffing out the ombre that you've done. So I can understand, yes, definitely you need to cap any ombres, nail art, glitter, etc. But for straight colour, no, you don't need to cap. I'm sure though I'm going to get someone who disagrees with what I've said. Obviously this is my opinion, and I have played about with it before with just using coloured acrylic and not capping. So this is only my opinion. I'm not saying this will work for every brand, but it has worked for the brands that I've been using. So I've skipped out the ring finger and moved on to the little finger, and I was sort of playing in my head on what am I going to do on the ring finger. So as I was applying the coloured acrylic to the little finger, My cogs in my brain were going round and round and round trying to decide what I was going to do on the ring finger. But in the end, I just do go back in and I just do a full coverage of the Tiffany Teal. I have to say, I do actually enjoy putting the acrylic on this way rather than just going in with a really, really wet bead and just like brushing it down the nail. I feel I'm more in control of the product doing it this way. So yeah, I'll probably flip between my normal way and this way depending on what I'm doing on the nails. Now that all the coloured acrylic is on, I'm going to go ahead and cap the nails in glass slippers. I am going to use the same technique that I did with the colour in this video, but it is going in with smaller beads and just spreading it down the nail to make it a little bit finer than working with the colour. I'm only going to show one or two of the nails being capped though, just to keep the length of the video down, as I never like the videos to be too long for you guys. Now that all the coloured acrylic has been capped and it's all cured, I'm ready to do my normal filing routine. So I'm doing a stiletto nail, so I still do the same. I start off at the side walls and I make sure they're nice and straight, and then I go to the lower arch and I make sure that's nice and straight. Usually whenever I'm working with stiletto nails, I normally keep the very, very free edge bit right to the end so that I can make sure that I get that really, really sharp point. So when I was doing the sidewalls, I was using my Glitterbels metal board file, and now I've moved on to just a normal 180 grit hand file. I find that it's a bit more flexible for me to get around the cuticle area and just to file up towards that apex. I do find that the metal board file is too rigid to do this, so I definitely prefer to use my hand file for this. now that all the filing and shaping has been done, it's taco time. We're not going to get a big wow because there's no glitter on this set, but you will start to see just that colour just come to life a little bit. I definitely think this type of colour, I mean, I'm a huge fan of matte nails, but I think there's certain colours just don't look right matte, and I think that this is one of them. I love the nude mattes, I love the pink mattes. I just think this colour should definitely be glossy. And of course I'm using my Glitterbels No Wipe Top Coat. So on the middle finger in this set, I'm going to be doing some 3D acrylic flowers. So I did actually say at the beginning of the video that I used Snowdrops White for those, but I must have changed my mind and I'm using a little Brillbird one. It's their porcelain series, so it's number C13 and it's really, really nice to work with. And the acrylic brush I'm using is the Glitterbels 3D art brush. So the first time I used this brush, I was sort of, it's not picking up, you know, good size beads, but the more you work with it and get used to a brush, the easier it becomes. So when I'm picking up a bead of acrylic to do any 3D work, you want to make sure that your actual acrylic bead is nice and glossy. If it's too dry, it won't stick to the nail plate. And then also if it's too wet, it's going to just sort of slide everywhere, so you kind of just have to get that in between. So what I do is I pick up a fairly wet bead of acrylic, then I drain out all the monomer from my brush and place it on the nails. I wait a few seconds just to let that acrylic just sort of stand there just for a couple of seconds, and then I go in and start to shape it. So this particular petal, I prefer to keep my mistakes in because no one's perfect and I make mistakes all the time. So if you're not happy with anything, take it off straight away and just redo it. So I'm going to go ahead and let you watch the rest of these flowers being done, and I'll come back just at the end of it. Okay, so I have all the flowers done and I've added my little caviar beads to be the center of the flowers, and now I'm going to go in and just create some artwork just to fill up that middle nail, that middle fingernail, and then I'm going to go onto the little finger where the white acrylic powder is, and I'm going to go in with mint chalk chip, which is the closest that I could find to match the Tiffany Teal. For the white, I'm just using Glitterbels White Gloss Gel Polish and a striper brush from Easy Flow, and I believe it's number 1. So once I'm happy with the design, I'm going to go in with some of the loose glitter from Glitterbels, and this is fairy dust. So I'll just pop it over, I will shake out the finger, and then I'll put it into the lamp to cure for the full time. And then once it's cured, I'll take it out and just brush off any of the excess glitter. So moving back now to the little finger, and I'm going in with the mint chalk chip, and I'm just doing these little stripes just in almost like a fan shape just around that cuticle area. I'm just flash curing it in between doing the different colours, and then I will give it a full cure of 60 seconds once I've got all the gel polish on. So this next part I'm going in with a silver gel polish from Brillbird. It's one of their brush and goes, and it is number GO20. So it doesn't require top coat, but I'm a creature of habit and I'll still apply a top coat over them. So now that all that's left to do is to go ahead and add any of the rhinestones, and I will apologise, I forgot to hit record when I was doing my rhinestones, although I never usually show all the rhinestones being done because they are quite time consuming. So here is the finished set, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. You know what to do. If you have, give it a thumbs up, and I'll be back with another video, so take care. See you soon. Bye.